Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Jayden.reads. Sorry I've been gone, or kind of like MIA for a while. My life has just been a little crazy lately. Yeah, there's just been so much going on, a lot to think about, a lot to do, obviously. You know, I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing that as well with COVID, with the protests, with everything. And then on top of that, I'm graduating this August, and so I'm taking a full semester, like a full 2 semesters, I guess. I'm in spring semester, and then I will take a full schedule during summer semester as well so that I can graduate. And I've got a lot on my plate. But all that aside, there are some big things going on in the world right now, obviously. And for me, one of the biggest things that's going on right now, like, it's not just for me, it's just like one of the biggest things that's standing out in my mind right now is the protests and all of the kind of racial tension. And so I feel like it is my duty as a booktuber to read some books and to learn, because if there's anything that I know, it's that I don't know enough. I don't know everything. Obviously, I don't know everything about, like, racial tension, about what it's like to grow up as an African American in America. I don't know any of those things, but I want to know, and I want to be an ally, and I want to understand. And so I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up 4 books to read this week. I got some kid books as well as YA and more contemporary, I guess. Well, no, historical fiction. I don't even know my genres. I don't know what you call this book. That's so silly of me. Okay, anyway, I picked up these 4 books that I'm going to read to try to help educate myself more on what is really going on. And I think this is really important because as a psychology major, someone who studies psychology, sociology, more of the social sciences, if you will, it is incredibly frustrating to me that when I share information, scientific-based information that I have paid thousands of dollars to learn, I am often invalidated because people take that information as my opinion. So what I mean by that is that, like, there have been plenty of times where people have come to me and said, Jayden, you're such a good listener, you give such great advice, I want to talk to you. And I'll be like, okay, like, what's going on? My hair. Why didn't no one tell me my hair looked like that? It's gross. Anyway, sorry. So they'll start talking to me and they'll start saying things like, you know, I've been feeling really sad lately. You know, something happened, it really put me down, and I've been sleeping a lot lately, sleeping a lot more than usual. My eating patterns have changed. Maybe I'm eating more or I'm eating less. I don't experience joy in the things that I used to experience joy. Like, I'm not interested in anything. I'm not interested in my old hobbies. Like, they'll start to tell me all of these things. And for someone like me who studies psychology and who has had to look at the DSM-5 many different times for different assignments in classes or for learning, I can easily say, okay, you probably have depression. And they'll be like, yeah, like, I know that I'm sad, but I don't want to be dramatic about it. And I'll be like, no, like, how long has it been going on? Oh, several months now, you know? Okay, so it sounds like there's some chronic depression going on, and here are some resources you can turn to. And I'll try to tell them about that, and they'll be like, oh, Jayden, you're so silly. No, it's not depression. I just feel bad. And they just, you know, they take what I'm saying, like I said, as an opinion, where in their opinion they don't have depression, and I'm saying, no, this isn't my opinion. I'm not giving you my opinion on what I think. I'm telling you what you could pay someone to sit across from you and tell you. A doctor, a healthcare provider, a professional, a therapist, they would tell you that you have some clinical depression right now and that maybe some medication or therapy would help. But everybody just thinks, Jayden, you're so cute, thanks for all your opinions. And it is so annoying and so invalidating. That's something that I see going on a lot right now, especially when it comes to topics like systemic racism. Because everybody wants to say, no, that's not a thing. Because they just think, it's my opinion, or it's the liberals' opinion, or it's the opinion of someone who wants to cry oppression and problems, and someone who just wants welfare and wants handouts, which it's not. And it's very, very frustrating because I've also taken a bunch of sociology classes to have studied this on a very in-depth level, once again, paid thousands of dollars to learn that racism does occur on a systemic level and that it does occur today, and then to have someone say, that just doesn't really jive with how I feel about things, and so no, you're wrong. And it's just so frustrating and so invalidating when I hear stuff like that, because as much as I care about you, and regardless of how wonderful you are, and I'm sure that you are, your opinion doesn't matter when it comes to scientific fact. Fact is fact. And all of that aside, I feel like there is so much misinformation going on and just so much that we don't know. And the works that I got, I'll accept one, they are works of fiction. And so it's not like I'm just, reading a book full of statistics that's going to give me cold hard facts. And I'm not even saying that. But what I'm saying is that fiction, a lot of time, it's easier to read, it's more enjoyable, and it helps us understand these problems on a big systemic level. And so my hope this week is that with the 4 books that I have picked out, that I will be able to learn more about this problem called systemic racism, and that I can learn how to help better, how to listen better, how to be a better ally, and how to really understand what's going on, because these aren't my experiences, they're someone else's. And so I invite all of you to participate with me in any way that you can, to read, to watch, to listen, just something that can educate you this week, because I think that we all need to come together and recognize there's a lot we don't know, and that's okay, but it's our job to learn about it. So, now that that little tirade is over, let me get into the books that I'm going to be reading this week. The first is a book I'm so excited about, but it's called Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. It's just about the cutest book you'll ever see. Look at those little illustrations. They are so precious. So this book just goes through, it's like 90 something, nope, it's less than 90 pages. It's 80 something pages. 80. Yeah, so there's about 40 different women in here, 40 different Black women who are leaders, and it just gives a little blurb about them and then has a beautifully drawn picture of them to help us learn, more about women who are leaders in the Black community. So this is like the nonfiction book, and I'm hoping that it'll be very informative. It's so cute. I can't wait to read it with my kids one day. And in the back here, oh, it has more little leaders. This isn't what I want to show you. Right here, I really like this because it has a bunch of other resources that you can turn to. So websites, books, films and TV, recordings, and recommended books, which is really great to have more resources to turn to. So this is something that I'm really excited about. The other kids book that I got is called Blended, and it's by Sharon M. Draper. The reason that I picked this book is because it's about this girl, let's see, what's her name? Isabella. And I don't even remember. Her dad is Black and her mom is white. So she doesn't look totally Black and she doesn't look totally white. And this talks about her experience of not totally being able to be accepted into either community because she seems like an other, but not enough of the in-group to be part of the in-group, if that makes sense, which I think is a story that doesn't get told often enough. It's a perspective that we don't hear enough about, and something that I want to understand better and that I want to be able to honor. And so how better to be able to do that than to read a cute little kid's book? The next book that I got is a book that a lot of people have read and a book that I have never read. And it's called The Hate U Give. And I got the beautiful collector's edition because I absolutely love this illustration. I just think it's so beautiful and I love the golden cover. But if you haven't heard of this book, I'm not sure how, because this book is incredibly popular, and I don't know why I haven't read it up to this point, but it's by Angie Thomas, and it's about this girl, I believe her name is Star, and that I'm not sure how everything happens, but I know that one day she's with a friend of color and that they are shot and killed by a policeman. So very relevant to what's going on today, and it kind of goes through her story of how to fight back against that systemic racism, that oppression, and that police brutality. It's a New York Times best-selling book. I don't remember how long it's been on the bestseller list, but I know it was on there for a long time. I don't know if it's gonna say in here. No, it doesn't. But this honestly might still even be on the bestsellers list. I know that it's been really popular for a really long time and had a really big impact on people, and so I'm excited to read it and see what I can learn from it. And then the last book that I got is The Help. Just because I absolutely adore this movie. I've seen it probably like 10 to 20 times. I absolutely love it. I love Aibileen, Minnie, Skeeter, Cecilia. There's just so many good characters, but I've never actually read it. And I love that it talks about something that happened so recently that was obviously so racist and so wrong. But white people of the day didn't want to accept that it was racist because why? It benefited them, just like systemic racism always does. And so I feel like there's a lot of good that I can get out of this book. So that is my list of 4 books that I'm going to be reading this week to learn more about the Black Lives Matter movement, about systemic racism, and about what I can do as an ally. And I hope you'll join me in this journey to learning more, because there's no judgment that we don't know things now, but it is our job to cure our ignorance and to learn. And if your form of learning isn't reading and isn't books, I mean, I don't really get that, but I get it. It's okay. Just do what you can. Like I said, watch movies, watch shows, listen to podcasts, do what it takes. But let's all come together and let's do what it takes to learn and do what it takes to support our Black brothers and sisters, because we're all here on this earth together. We might as well get along and have a good time. I'll be sure to vlog and update and all of those things and let you guys know how my reading progress is going throughout the week. I'm so excited to learn more, and I really do hope you'll join me, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Have a good day. Bye, guys.